As you are aware, on 30th of March this year, we had the car bomb explosion at Banihal. On the 1st of April, we had a press conference at which time one person who actually was the Fidain, Uwais Abin, had been arrested. In the intervening period from today, since then, we have almost cracked the case completely. And 6 persons in all have been arrested. 3 or 4 important things that have come out from the investigation of the case are that there were 2 modules of Hizbul Mujahideen, one led by Dr. Saifullah of Pulwama and the other led by Dr. Rais Khan alias Imad Khan of Shopaiya, who jointly worked on this car bomb fabrication and various other things related to the explosion. There has also been an active collaboration in this by Jaish-e-Mohammed. The mastermind of the IED is a terrorist by the name of Munna Bihari. He is a Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorist of Pakistan who is operating in South Kashmir. The other terrorist of Jaish-e-Mohammed, Shah Jahan, was also actively involved in the fabrication of the IED. So what we find is that the IED was a handiwork of Jaish and HM. The group that was involved in the fabrication of the IED, which procured the gelatin sticks, which procured the urea, the acids, distilled it, etc., they have basically been done by under the overall command of Munna Bihari. The third thing which very importantly has emerged is that the person whom we arrested from Central University, Bhatinda in Punjab, who is a PhD student doing some research on anxiety amongst his students, Hilal Ahmad Mantu. Hilal Mantu is an active rukun of Jamaatul Tulba, which is the student wing of Jamaat-e-Islami. The rest of the details are something like this, that this boy Uwais Amin and his friend Omar and another friend Akib were all working for Rais Khan as OGW. In fact, all 4 of them, Rais included, were actually in the post-Burhan phase indulging in stone pelting, etc. But it is also interesting to note that the selection of these terrorists who were involved in this entire explosion, they all have a clean slate. None of them have any FIRs registered against them. And therefore, it was very cleverly done that those who were off the radar were actually picked up. So Rais Khan in 2018 became active in HM, and thereafter these 3 boys, Uwais, Omar and Akib, were active OGWs working for Rais Khan. Thereafter, in March of this year, Uwais is told by Omar to prepare himself for a major mission. And on WhatsApp, parallel space, he makes him contact Rais. Thereafter, the entire planning and entire conspiracy is hatched in Shopaiya. Because these 2 boys, Uwais and Omar, are in Srinagar. Uwais is a student of BBA in Srinagar and Omar is a student of BCA in Srinagar. And they actually are called to Shopaiya, where one boy, Shahid, facilitates their meeting. Shahid alias Watson facilitates their meeting. So all these boys have been arrested, Shahid included. And the IED is being fabricated in an apple orchard in a place called Turk Wangam in Shopaya. So this boy is convinced for the Fidain attack. Omar agrees to carry out this Fidain attack. He is motivated by nobody less than Riaz Naiko himself, whom he meets. He is told that he has not to question him and only take orders. He takes his orders, and thereafter the fabrication is done. This is done during the period intervening 15th to 25th. And thereafter, once the fabrication is done, Aqib leads this boy to Kajigund, from where on they are taken to Ramsu and then come back to Banihal. Now, one interesting point to note is that Omar has been trying, albeit unsuccessfully, to conduct this explosion on 26th. He does not get an opportunity to penetrate the convoy in Kajigund because of the ROP that is present there. On the 27th, he again tries, but this time the IED develops a snag and it doesn't go off. He is then told to explain everything through a video call to Rais. And he makes a video call, presses the switch, shows him that the IED is not working. And thereafter, he is told that he has to park his vehicle in Banihal and somebody would come to repair it. There are two terrorists who come to repair it. One is Wasim and the other is Sahil Abdullah. Sahil Abdullah, unfortunately, has become active and is not in our custody. We are told that he has joined JeM and is now active. Thereafter, the IED is repaired, and after the repair of the IED on the 28th, he is again ready. Again, fortunately, on the 29th, there is no convoy, so he doesn't get his target. And on the 30th, once the convoy is moving down from Srinagar to Jammu, he penetrates and carries out the attack. Fortunately for us, the IED did not explode the way it was supposed to. It explodes only partially. The IED is a cocktail of urea, of incendiary material like petrol, of gelatin, of gas cylinders, etc. And on 30th, after the explosion, because he was ready and prepared to die, he did not. So he's stunned and he doesn't know what to do because he was not prepared for this eventuality of the IED not going off completely. So he finds himself at a complete loss, but because the explosion has taken place, he's deafened. So once he opens his eyes, he finds that he can't hear, but he can see. And then he decides, because his door has jammed, so he sees that the window pane has blown off. He escapes through the window pane and takes shelter in an abandoned cow shed of a person, or rather a cow shed which was not inhabited, of a person in Banihal. Then he escapes from over there, changes his jacket, steals a jacket, and then tries escaping. And then, as you all know, we had conducted that press conference, we had that press conference on the other day, that we caught him at Tithar.